Oh, good.
Ready? Ready?
All right, here we go. Welcome to Prior Lake versus Minneapolis JV game on Hockey Girls Day for Prior Lake, or is this all throughout the state? I don't know how this works. Is it only Hockey Girl Day for Prior Lake?
Prior Lake, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? It might be Girls Hockey Weekend, though. I can't remember.
And
there was an email that came out.
I'd have to read them, as we talked about last time. There's no reading. Athena Martin in net today as that shot goes wide. Comes back to Quinlan. Quinlan will cut up and out of the zone. Out in front of her is Maddie Westland and Ella Bloom. Ella Bloom down behind the net, tips it back. Minneapolis will go collect. Onto the ice is Noth. She kicks it.
There you go, boy.
Holds it, dumps it deep. Minneapolis will have to go down and collect. Noth, though, takes it away. As we're waiting to Tessie coming down. Noth tried to get it back up to the point, but that was tipped away.
Yeah, it should be icing.
Icing is the call. Scores off, leaves it there for that ref.
So
13:03 in the first.
Icing is a rule in hockey, but also very delicious on a cake.
It is.
Or muffin. Or cookies.
Yeah, it's
Any
true.
dessert.
That is true. Would you out? Is it? Yeah. Back to scores off shot. Quick shot on net. Kicked aside by the goaltender. She goes over and collects. Tries to flip it down. Teskey over. She rings it back behind the net. McCullough back to get that. Right out in front. Ooh, nice one-touch pass. That pops loose right back to McCullough. Shot and collected by the goaltender. Yeah. Right back to McCullough. Scores off to McCullough. Shot pops loose to Noth. In comes Teskey. Shot.
Oh, just over the goalie.
She was looking top short corner. Just went over the top. Out comes Minneapolis. Yes, now they're out. She comes down the far side. Back checking here is Teskey. Taken away by McCullough. McCullough skates back behind the net as she picks up speed. And out she comes. Gets to the neutral zone, has Teskey to the middle, but she dumps it deep instead. She'll stay with it. The switch is on. In comes Hoy. Center back to Hoy. Hoy can look across, doesn't. Shoots, whiffs. Puck into the circle, taken away by Minneapolis. Tipped away down by Legler. Hoy joins. The battle's on in the corner, Sean. Away comes Legler with a pass out to Payton. Tied up. Puck goes wide. Kept in by Byrne. Behind the net is Minneapolis as they pass out, held by Campbell. Campbell shoots into the knee pads of the girl in front of her, comes back to her, dumped deep by Hoy. Right up the boards, collected by Hoy. Hoy looks, centers across, tipped wide by Kanan. Back in front of the net. Flipped up the middle and out. Offsides is the call as Campbell tried to go backhand to forehand, but had just escaped the zone, Sean.
Yes, sir.
Shots are 2-0, Lakers.
Got your stick.
Back to Quinlan. Quinlan across to Lorenzen. Lorenzen into the zone.
Got your stick in my
cup. Westland was in early, but they didn't see it. Or looked like she was in early. Back to Quinlan. Quinlan at the blue line. Dumps it right onto the stick of Westland. One touch pass to over. Shot, goal.
Nice.
That was pretty. Will be Lehrman to Westland to Hover, who finishes short side. 1-0 Lakers. Just how they drew it up, Sean.
Yes. Oh, this is some early 2000s.
Yeah, this is Sum 41, I believe.
Yep.
I don't know if this is Fat Lip or the other name of the song. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it's Fat Lip.
Laker goal, number 16, Carly Cover. Assist number 36, that's Westland. Number 11,
Hey, I called it. Hover tips it away behind the net, collected though by Minneapolis. Back is Westland. Westland tries to center off the side of the net, picked up by Minneapolis.
Hey, that's a basketball. Not allowed in a hockey rink.
Manu down to keep it in the zone as she pinches. Keeps it on the sideboards as Bloom drops back. They keep it midway in that zone. Bloom finally dumps it deep. She'll race down to try to collect it. Minneapolis is there. As they come up, they throw it across. Pops loose. And right down the middle they come. They turn, look to center. No collection there. Back out to the point. Throw it across, taken away by Chesky.
That should be offsides, though.
It is offsides.
Ooh. What movie is this one from?
I believe this is Prodigy.
Yep.
Is the name of the band. Also a 90s jam. I had this album. I think it was the only song I liked. Feel the Pressure or something like that.
Yeah.
Steered aside by the Minneapolis goaltender.
Uh-oh.
And Minneapolis all have a 2-on-1 as Byrne tries to race back. She does get back. Puck pops loose to Campbell to McCullough. McCullough on the far side. Tied up for the moment as the puck just floats in there. Tipped to the point by Campbell back towards McCullough. There's a wild stick out there. Remember that game? It's pickup sticks. That's kind of what that was, right? Teskey to the outside, tipped away. She'll collect back behind the net. She looks to center, but that's tipped away by Minneapolis and collected. Backhanded up, tipped by Hoy. And back behind the net, Minneapolis. Byrne back. Behind the net, she skates around, looks up the boards. Right to right to Kanan. Kanan tries to get past Minneapolis. Stepping up is Byrne. Minneapolis battling. Back up to the point. They have time. They shoot. Doesn't make it there as the feet of Byrne block it. Campbell trying to pick it up back behind the net. Minneapolis takes it, keeps it low. But that'll come over to Kanan. She'll pick it up off the boards as she skates out. Has a chance to center. Tips it out to the neutral zone. Back down. Byrne collects it, up off the boards, hard, just past Legler. Picked up by Minneapolis with speed, but they can't get through neutral zone. Through the legs of Byrne, off to the side, far boards as they walk in. Tipped away, pops loose to the top, shot, blocked, and Bloom skates after it, but it's picked up by Minneapolis. They come back into the zone, back is Campbell, stepping up, drop pass, stick lift by Bloom out to Hover. Hover battling back into the zone. Campbell comes back in, off the boards. Minneapolis right back down. Dumps it deep. Back will be Hoy. Nope. Lorenzen. I saw a 7. She gets that puck turned over out in front of the slot. What is that area between the
house?
Called? The house?
The
no-no
slot?
zone?
The no-no zone, yeah.
It's called the house?
The house.
So I don't usually hear shots from the house when I listen to
the shots on the rail.
On the rail, I know what rail drinks are.
Yeah.
Stepping up, Lorenzen tries to chip it, blocked. Minneapolis collects, starts to push up the boards, held by Lorenzen. Tries to throw it deep, gets blocked. D-to-D pass, a couple of them in Minneapolis, creates some space, and out they come. Stepping up there is McCullough, taken away by Minneapolis. They dump it in. Back is Lorenzen to an open wing that pops loose to McCullough on the near boards. She tries to center. Down comes Quinlan. To Teskey. Teskey from the, what is that area called?
The slot.
The slot, yeah, okay. Hoy punched into the boards. Up the boards. Quinlan. Pass out to Manu, who's fresh on the ice, and she collects, and she'll try to skate in. She dumps it deep. Up out to Hoy. Hoy with a shot blocked. Goes into the near corner here, and Minneapolis collects, and Peyton is down there. Up off the boards.
Oh.
Under the stick of Manu, and Schwarzhoff will go back and collect.
Oh, Jesus.
Schwarzhoff tied up in the corner. Comes loose to Hoy. Walking out in front. Oh.
Evanescence.
That is Evanescence.
Evanescence. Yeah. English is tough today, this Saturday morning.
It is. Bloom, far side, off the boards, right to Westland. Westland carries it out, centers it across, kicked forward by Hover. She'll go collect it back behind the Minneapolis goaltender. She comes up the boards,
Ooh.
bouncing puck held by Campbell. Campbell backhands it right back down. Hover down below, comes back up the boards. Campbell activates all the way down, keeps it low. Down is Westland. Westland's going to look to center, gets blocked by Minneapolis, centers again. Minneapolis clears it to the near boards. Down comes Byrne. Shot by Hover, steered aside by the goaltender. Minneapolis comes up the middle, and they come up with speed. Byrne comes across, ties her up. Puck is jarred loose to the far side, picked up by Minneapolis. Campbell's down there, uses the body and picks the puck up. She goes up to Hover. Hover, one-touch pass up to Bloom, who dumps it out into the neutral zone. Minneapolis right back in. Byrne separates the puck from Minneapolis down to Hover. Hover on a backhand up towards McCullough. Gets under her stick. 5:46 remaining here in the first. 1-0 Lakers. Shot from the point, wide. Bounces off the boards, comes up the side. Tipped by Hover, held by Minneapolis. Comes back to Hover. She does get this puck out, and she'll go for a change. McCullough over, along with Campbell and Byrne. Tipping it out of the zone is Teskey. Minneapolis brings it back in. Offsides is the call. Both defense in the same spot. Hold play. I don't know this song.
I don't know either.
McCullough into the neutral zone. Minneapolis back to their D, thrown right back in. That'll be wide of the net. Tipped by Martin to slow it down. Up past McCullough. Shot. Picked up by Lorenzen. Off the boards to McCullough. McCullough on her backhand. Tips it to Noth, who does collect this puck. Tips it past the defenseman. Stays to the outside. She gets bodied up. Minneapolis throws it out of the zone. Lorenzen back to collect to Legler. Legler into the zone. Picked up by Minneapolis, and they're out. Hoy has it in the neutral zone. She skates it in, tries to tip it back to forward. Finally does get it deep. Minneapolis in their corner. Off the far boards and up. They try to get it out, and they do. That tips. Quinlan will try to race back and collect this, and she will. She turns to us. Tipped off of her stick here at the red line. Taken away by Minneapolis. And Minneapolis into the zone. Back check by Legler. And defended by Lehrman. Minneapolis through the middle, pass to the outside slot. It's cleared by Lehrman. Manu tries to go up the boards. Manu up the boards. Shot at the net. Tipped wide by Lehrman. She collects, tries to go up and out. Not out, though. Shot from distance on net and held by Martin. One by Minneapolis. Shot from the point, rings around the board, I guess. Not a shot. Comes out in front. Cleared by Bloom. Tipped and picked up by Hover. Hover comes in as Westland in the middle. Pass across, just out in front of her. Westland looks to center, taken away by Minneapolis. Minneapolis tries to clear it up. Comes loose out into the middle of Schwarzhoff. Puck is back into the zone. Shot well wide of the net. Speed comes Teskey. Into the zones, tripped, and we'll get a power play here.
.232 left in the first period.
Minneapolis behind the net as they control it.
Police assessed to Minneapolis is number 3.
All the way down the ice it goes. Tipped by Martin, kicked by Martin, collected by Campbell. Campbell comes out of behind the net, passing the skates to Teskey. She collects it out to Noth. Noth drags in from the far side, dumps it deep. McCullough will have to go down and try to collect this. Minneapolis there first. And they clear it all the way down. Martin out to Campbell. Campbell up the near boards here. Dumps it in. Minneapolis, nope. Campbell centers it across. Picked up by McCullough. McCullough back, tries to go back to the point. Is that Westland?
Yeah.
Westland to Byrne. Byrne to Minneapolis, and that's cleared out. Held into the zone. Manu. Short side shot blocked to Bloom. Bloom to Schwarzhoff. Schwarzhoff walks to the middle. There's a shot. Rebound shot.
Nice.
Goal!
Harley on her second.
Bloom to Schwarzhoff to Hover. And that's how the second goal will read. 2-0.
Laker goal, her second team.
And we'll be going to the penalty kill here.
Assist number 19, Baylor shortstop. And number 8, Ella Bloom, is on the goal, 13:48 of the first period.
Hoy to the box, and we will be killing this penalty. 104 remaining here in the first period, which means after a successful kill, we'll still have 56 seconds remaining here in the second. Sean.
Yes, sir.
Puck one back to the point for Minneapolis. Backhand, over to the forward. Legler down, shot, or pass down below. Going right back up to the point. Collected, shot. Net, steered. Ooh, good tip. Just went wide of the net by Minneapolis. Good tie-up by Lehrman. Down to the half wall here, back to the point. Shot, kicked aside, and covered by Martin. 42.9 seconds to go in the first period. 2-0 Lakers. Interesting music today.
Yeah. Throwbacks, retro.
Yep. You know, the tin roof, it's rusted.
Rusted.
Yep. Surprised those guys don't play at Lakefront Music Fest.
Yeah. Good lineup this year.
Yeah, Billy Idol. I mean,
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
White Wedding.
Yeah, I mean, guy's 75, something like that. I looked the other day.
Got bangers, though.
Tipped wide. Yep. Should be a good time. I saw Jefferson Starship as the opening band.
Really? Those guys are alive?
It's interesting that you say that. I thought the same thing. So I looked up Jefferson Starship, and they don't have a single song I know. But what I understand, oh, good, the buzzer there, as you have to listen to me talking to the intermission. Jefferson Starship was also known as Jefferson Airplane before that, and they went as Starship for a while as well. So they have huge songs as Jefferson Airplane and Starship. So those are the songs I know.
Also, we're having our raffles for a Pick a Square and our 50-50 raffles. The winners for those will be announced after the second period of the varsity games, which you go and get your pick squares and 50 raffles. Don't forget to check out the silent auctions out in the lobby. Silent auctions run until 3:30 this afternoon. So I'll check out the silent auction items, place your bids. Bidding ends at 3:30 this afternoon.
The offspring. All right, we're back. Sean will come off a mute here.
I live on mute.
You live on mute, yeah. I don't think so. Puck one back to Schwarzhoff as she skates back behind the net. Comes around with some speed.
Come on, ice it.
Up and out, tipped, and out into the zone. Pressure down here by Bloom with 40 seconds left to go in the kill. Puck pops into the neutral zone. Cannon ties her up. Bloom right back down, and that'll hit the backboard and sit nicely behind that goaltender. 200 feet those girls will have to bring it. Or is it not? No, yeah, 200 by 185 now. What's the distance?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's 200 by 85, I think.
Yeah, that's what it is, 200 by 85. Drop back to the top. Kanan holds their shot. Tipped by Kanan. Goes well over the net. Collected. Ooh.
That was
Thrown to
interference.
Manu. Manu tries to get it out and does on the old bouncing puck, and that'll do it for the kill. Nicely done by the Lakers. Pressure here by Kanan. And we are at full strength. Kanan tips that away. Has a chance to get up there. Does. She wins. She gets tied up, though, in the corner. Joining the battle will be Noth. Noth comes away with that. Comes around centers. Tipped loose. Comes to McCullough. Shot. Glove saved by the goaltender. The old soft southpaw there. On a different note, I saw that Jake Paul boxed yesterday.
Yeah, I think it broke his jaw,
He
maybe.
got absolutely rocked.
Well, we knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, you know, after that absolute embarrassment of that Tyson thing,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure I'm not alone when I say that guy deserved to get an absolute butt whooping. I didn't watch it. I just saw it on ESPN this morning. Because I won't give that guy my time anymore. There's a shot by Lorenzen, kicked aside. Out comes somebody, but Lehrman's going to skate her down. With speed, she comes back behind the net. She has McCullough out in front of her. A little shovel past her. One touch pass back to Lehrman by McCullough. Back into the zone and out of the zone. Dumped in by Lehrman on her backhand, picked up by the defense. Teskey with some pressure. Puck dumped
Should be
deep,
ice.
goes tipped.
Oh, they're going to call tip.
Yep. Dragged to the middle, lost in front though. That's a dangerous play. Lorenzen throws it across to Lehrman, who is activated. She comes down, has McCollum to the outside. Doesn't see her, takes a shot from the center of the ice.
Oh.
And gloved and held by the goaltender.
She was juggling a little bit, though.
She was. I don't have any juggling jokes on the top of my brain, so you're not going to get one right now. Oh, there's Josie.
Yep.
I hit somebody in the head because I just don't have it anymore. Behind the net, Eva Folger, welcome to the ice. As she ties up the forward on the far side between her legs as down goes Byrne. Puck is still lost. Byrne does slap it low as Cannon goes to collect. She turns and looks as she comes around. Centered it. Ooh, just not a whole lot on it, but did hit Folger. But couldn't quite get that puck towards the net. It is held in there by Legler. She dumps it deep. Minneapolis will collect, but Cannon will go down to give pressure. Bounces off the zebra. Off the near boards, held in. Folger reaches just past her. And now comes Minneapolis. Back are Byrne and Campbell. Campbell watching her to the outside. Remember the tomahawk chop? Yep, the Braves used to do that in the 90s. And then sometimes you just see sticks coming down on other sticks. Just the chop. Hoy, chasing this Minneapolis girl, she makes a small pass, kicked up by Kanan, and out comes Minneapolis. Campbell across, again with a slap, centered across, lifted by Manu, picked up by Hover. Tipped loose and out of the zone, back in. Campbell will go collect.
Peyton needs a change bad.
A couple girls probably should change. As Manu loses the puck behind there, she safely dumps it into the corner, but she'll have to... Nope, Campbell will go back and get it. She's going to, stop, turn, throws it off the boards to Kanan, just past her. Manu will collect as she comes around. She's going to ice this puck, but that will get the change.
Nope, that won't make it.
Yes, it will.
Oh, well.
It's one thing I'm really good at is judging the speed and distance of pucks.
Oh. Everyone has their strengths.
That's right.
I don't know how we're going to apply that in life, but...
It's all right. On a different note, we'll be going back to Denver later this year.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, we'll probably be back there, too. That's a good tournament.
Yep. I found that out yesterday and talking to the coaches. Trip to Denver in our future.
Yeah, we'll probably go there, too, again.
Thinking I might drive this year.
Yeah, not a bad drive.
It's about 12 hours from what I understand.
About 14.
Well, I'm still going to do it. I think. Possibly. We'll see. I say that now because I'm full of just motivation.
Yep.
Depends on how many people go. If it's just two of us, we'll probably fly. As the puck's in the near boards here, Westland back to Schwarzhoff, back down to the zebra. Kick to the middle. Stepping up is Manu, but it does get out. Brought right back in by Teskey, thrown wide of the net. Over goes Westland. Westland collects, centers. Ooh, just off the stick of Bloom as it pops loose still. Comes back to Teskey. Teskey's going to try to do a shot. That's blocked. Comes back to Manu. Manu with a shot. Kicked wide. Schwarzhoff will try to race down. She will get there first. She keeps it low, but the forwards have evacuated. So Minneapolis will fall below. Yep. Out comes Minneapolis. As they throw to the middle. Slapped out of the way by Manu. She'll chase that puck into the corner. Tipped to Teskey and out. Pressure here comes up. Comes down to Schwarzhoff. Schwarzhoff turns and looks. As she comes around, she'll pick up some speed. Offsides is the call. As Minneapolis never left the zone.
Nope.
Hot to go. Now we've gone into the 2024s. Chapelle Roan, I think her name is. Drag move here by Lorenzen. Leaves that girl in her dust and comes into the zone. Shot. Woo! Just sailed and dropped over the outside of the net. Back up to the point. Lehrman to her forehand. Throws it down. Picked up by Minneapolis. Minneapolis down the outside. Up the boards. To the point. Shot at the net. kicked loose, goal. That was just a slow-moving puck that no one saw.
It just got played ping pong all the way through.
Pinballed around down there and in on the short side. 2-1. As Minneapolis brings it within 1. 9:18 remaining here in the second. If you haven't made it down here yet for the game, come on down for the silent auction that's going on. A lot of good items there that you're able to bid on and help support Prior Lake girls hockey. All right. McCullough into the zone. She goes down, just kind of does a windmill with her stick. I believe that gives her speed. The puck's tied up. Oh, trip down is Teskey. McCullough just past her, and now comes Minneapolis. They make a pass out. Campbell watches her, comes across. The girl looks to center and does. Byrne collects that. As she tries to pick up speed, kind of loses an edge for a moment. And she gets, well, she drew a penalty. As that puck goes down, and we'll have a power play with about 8:30 remaining here in the second period. We are 1 for 1 on the power play today, Sean.
What's that?
We are 1 for 1 on the power play.
1 for 1?
Yep. It's cool.
That was from last year.
Who is that?
Maddie, Peyton, and Quinlan.
Oh, nice. Was that last year?
Yeah.
Little story for you. I do like Pearl Jam.
Yes, Pearl Jam is very good.
Did not like Pearl Jam when I was growing up in their time. I was more of a Nirvana guy. But I'll tell you what, I like them now. Right back down to Hoy. Hoy tips it back down to Westland. Westland back to Hoy. Hoy looks to Schwarzhoff. Right back down to Hoy. She can walk it in. Takes a shot from distance. Kicked out. Comes up the boards. Held. Ooh, almost held, but not held.
Backhand. Backhand.
Yep. Yeah, when you're playing on your off wing, that's going to be a backhand.
Get your skate. That's when you use your skate, not your skate stick.
Puck comes back out all the way down as Manu will go back and collect this in front of Martin. She goes down, sets it up on the outside. As she looks, she'll come out and skate. Up to Schwarzhoff. Schwarzhoff looks, passes up to Hoy. Hoy comes in. Dropping behind is Hover. Going deep is Hoy. She flips it up and back behind the boards as Manu goes down. Off of her stick. Held by Hover. Hover to Hoy. Hoy, ooh, just late there. Dumps it back down to Hover. Hover kind of loses an edge. Minneapolis trying to get it. Comes loose to Hover. Hover walks into the slot. Shot blocked. Held by Manu. Manu comes down. She looks on her opposite side. Dumps it to the middle. Nobody home. Comes back up to Hover. Hover looks. Tries to dump it down. Bodied up by Bloom, but finally thrown all the way down on net. Tipped. Thrown out to Schwarzhoff by Martin. As she comes back behind the net, she looks. She'll come out with some speed. As she drags around the first player here. She comes down. Into the zone she goes. Shot. Steered aside. Comes right out in front. Tipped. Stays to the outside. Nobody down there to collect. As they just let her throw the puck all the way down.
Or to the red line.
Yep. Well, Manu did collect that. Manu now comes in. Drag moves to the middle. Manu up to McCullough. McCullough shot. Rebound off the face of the goaltender to the far side. Lorenzen backhands to the middle. Comes back to Teskey. Nice little shot. Move there as that goes just steered wide off the leg of Bloom. Minneapolis comes out. Teskey trying to keep it in the zone. It does come out to Lorenzen. Lorenzen pass out to Lehrman. Lehrman dumps it off of Kanan into the zone. Comes loose. Oh, just didn't quite see it in time. Was Lorenzen as she has to hold and dumps it in. Peyton will give chase as Minneapolis goes back behind. This goes to the far corner. Send it up the middle. Teskey over to, just under her heel. Her stick. Back to Lehrman. Blind pass across. Successful to Lorenzen. Into the zone it goes. Shot wide. Hangs off the far boards. Down goes Knopf. Knopf keeps it low. Folger onto the ice. Dumped, kept deep by Kanan. All three forwards go down. One drops to the middle. That's Folger, but that pops loose to Lehrman. Lehrman loads that shot across the ice to Folger. Rebound shot, covered behind the net. I'm sorry, centered out in front. Over comes Lorenzen. She'll load, shot. Ooh, right on front, just squeezed wide of the net. You did not get the lucky pinball bounce on that one, Sean.
Went right off to Peyton's skate and almost went right on the short side.
Drop pass there, tipped away by North, but kept in the zone. Drug to the middle by Minneapolis. They drop to their defense. It comes loose to Kanan. Kanan comes out of the zone as she hits the red line. That's taken away. Thrown all the way down on net. Steered aside by Martin. Back is Lehrman. Lehrman going to throw it up behind the boards to Lorenzen. Lorenzen one up to Kanan, who bangs it off the boards and out into the neutral zone. We're looking for a change as the forwards go. Minneapolis picks it up with speed. It's going to be a 3-4-5-on-2. Lorenzen holds her to the outside. The forwards are back now. Legler comes down. Shot wide of the net. Bangs off the backboards. Collected here by Lehrman. Lehrman back to Lorenzen. Lorenzen will pick it up on the near side as she comes up. Centers it, and that will be icing. The hand is in the air.
Like we just don't care.
He raised it because he was sure.
And Jillian, 3 more minutes and by those shot clocks for our first event.
80s, 90s reference to deodorant, Sean. Raise your hand if you're sure.
Of this period.
Puck one to Minneapolis. Back to the point. They walk down. They dump it off the backboards. Hops loose out almost in front, but cleared to the back by Legler. Campbell collects it, hits Westland. Westland on her forehand as she comes up the near board, centers it out to Legler. Legler loses it off of her stick, and Westland pressures, gets it into the zone. Comes back to Legler. Legler flips it towards the net. Tip goes wide. Down goes Hover. Hover will collect low. She uses her body to create some space there. She shoves that girl into the boards. Westland joins. Westland comes away with that puck. Gives it up, but Minneapolis takes it. But Legler over to slow it down as he stays in the middle of the Minneapolis zone. Pressure here. Minneapolis comes across, tries to backhand it up and out, but it's not as Westland throws it back in, but not deep. Pops loose. Campbell with her reach does hold it on the blue line. She loses it though in the middle. Comes right back to her, throws it at the net, steered aside by the goaltender. 3:26 remaining in the second. 2-1 Lakers. Down goes Hoy. Ties up the player. And that is Campbell. Campbell low. Throws it out in front. Chesky shot. Big save. Another rebound shot by Byrne. 3:06 remaining. U10 B2 champs. I remember that year, Sean.
Yep.
District champs.
Yep.
Can't
Back
take
in
that
the day.
away.
COVID year.
It was a COVID year. It all ended in New Prague on their ice.
Oh, that little spring fling.
Yep, that couldn't stay cold.
Yeah.
Chesky down below the red line, comes loose to Hoy. Hoy keeps it, tries to keep it low as that pops up in the air. Out comes Minneapolis. They center it across to the outside. They hit it off the side of their net. Manu comes away with it as she picks up speed, comes up the near boards, drags to the middle. She's got speed here. She's only got one to beat. Now right down the middle she goes. Shot, goal!
Nice.
Manu, up 200 feet for that goal. 3-1. .228 to go. Let it go! I think that will be Manu unassisted, but I'm pretty sure it will be Manu
Lakers
unassisted.
goal, so number 34, Eloise Thomas. That goal is unassisted. That goal, 12-32.
I'm on my game today, Sean. Puck stays low, center right to Folger. Folger with a shot.
Goal.
Goal! That bounced in off
I
of
don't know.
Minneapolis player. Short side, it looked like. And it's 4-1. Folger connects. And much like the Frost game yesterday, I'm sorry, I watched the end of the Frost game. And
Oh, really?
it was frustrating. It was very much a Boston, even the girls from Minnesota, I felt like the announcer was very Boston-centric.
Big market.
So they were all about the fleet, and I was so annoyed I had to look up who the announcer was, and it turns out she's a Minnesota person. So
Assistant number 8, Ella Bloom, and 11, goal, 12:48 of the second period.
second assist by Lehrman today. She's got a 2-point afternoon. Folger battles low. Comes loose, stepping up is Lehrman. There's a swing and a miss. Out comes Minneapolis. They have a 2-on-1 shot. Oh, kick out in front and covered by Martin. 141. Good chance there by Minneapolis, but a better save there by Athena Martin. More cowbell, you said?
More cowbell.
Any song that starts with a cowbell is my kind of song. Everyone's talking, Sean. Oh, right up to the middle.
Oh.
Tipped wide. Byrne will go back. Collect as she comes around the net. Stops. Met by another Minneapolis girl as they continue to battle below. Puck stays hard off to the point. She will grab it on her forehand. Shot blocked. She couldn't get it up in the air. Dumped deep. We'll have one more period here for Hover to get that hat trick.
Yes.
Like to see that today. Shot in front. Doesn't make the net. Tips out into the neutral zone. Minneapolis does collect. Comes loose though. Here comes Noth. Noth does fight through. Oh, just held by the defenseman.
Got to bring the puck with.
You know what? You don't tell her what to do. She's her own woman. Blind pass the middle taken away. Puck is loose here with 37 seconds to go. Picked up here by Campbell. Campbell hits our blue line. Dumps it as she gets close to the red line. Doesn't go deep though as Westland collects. She throws it. Gets into their zone, but it's right back out. There's Legler and Campbell battling for it. Legler goes away with it. As she comes down, rings it around the boards. Back behind the net, Hover waits for Minneapolis. Comes up the near or far board. McCullough right back down towards Hover. 8 seconds to go. Hover, McCullough in the corner with 2 Minneapolis girls. Puck is picked up, and that'll be the end of the second period. We'll be back after this ice change. Thanks for coming. All right, we are back for the third and hopefully final period of the JV game as Minneapolis wins it into their zone. Tip it into the neutral zone, tipped back in by Bloom. Lost in the corner, Bloom takes it away. She can drag right to the middle. She's got Hover there as well. Shot, big rebound, pops back out where she came from. Picked up by Minneapolis. They throw it up off the boards, held by Byrne. Byrne down, tipped back by Hover out in front, collected by Minneapolis. As they come around, Bloom tries to separate the puck, but Minneapolis comes out, and they go all the way down. Tip it past Campbell, who slows down the player. She reaches all the way back. Back behind the net. Oh, yeah, that's right. You're not here to run the camera. So I had to do multiple things. It comes back to Westland. Westland in the neutral zone. Minneapolis to the outside. Byrne. Offsides must be the call. You have to bear with me. I'm really bad at announcing and running a clock or running the recorder. Nothing the face-off got. Looks like Macalo and Teskey. Minneapolis in their own zone. Thrown out into the neutral zone. Tipped back. Waiting for it is Lerman. Lerman will collect. Takes her time. That's tipped off of her stick out into the neutral zone. Tied up. Pops loose to Macalo. Goes back to Lorenzen. Lorenzen up the middle. Tipped off of her stick, but she collects and dumps it deep. She will chase. Comes up the boards to Lerman. Lerman with a 2-point afternoon. She shoots the puck. Tipped wide into the corner. Centering by Lorenzen. Back behind that is Minneapolis. Comes out to their forward. On their backhand, they tip it to themselves. Tied up down there by North. Girl fell down. Stays back behind the net. Minneapolis down the boards. Up and will be held by Lerman. No, just past her. But Lorenzen's back to collect that. Up off the boards to Macalo. Swing and a miss. Picked up by the Lakers. Pressured by Noth. Tipped down into the corner. Noth goes back behind the net. She hits it off the boards, but the change is on. Puck is thrown, tipped. Picked up by Manu. Manu dumps it in. She'll chase. She goes all the way around. Up to Hoy. Hoy walks up, top of circle, shot, blocked, doesn't make it. She chases that. Manu back to her good position. Puck's thrown into Hoy, who tries to kick it out right to Folger. They shot. Big rebound. Up over the net. Folger chases. As Folger waits, Minneapolis comes away with it. Passes out. Manu will race back to